Okay, so check this out. You've probably seen a bunch of videos about this or heard about it. This is what was supposed to be like the cheapest gun you can buy. This, I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what they were thinking. So you buy it. It's supposed to be like the MSRP is like $99. And you buy it, and what you get is, hold on, this little thing. Okay, so you could walk around with it like in your hand and tell people it's the Black & Decker cordless drill, or that it's like your wife's hot glue gun, and you'd probably be okay with it. But this is a freaking single shot, super dangerous 9mm. They have a 380 version, so this is why it's dangerous. And maybe I should pull a bullet out of one of these and show you, because I don't actually know if it's going to work, if it's going to set it off. But minus, you can kind of, all right, hold on, let me go over the function of it first. So it has a barrel and a chamber built into one, and locking lugs, and it says top, and then it has like a few little lines on it. So you line it up, put it on there, and you spin it, and then the top goes to the top. I don't know if you can even see that. Anyway, it says top. It's etched in the metal top. 9mm. They make a 380 version. I bought the 9. I don't know why. I just did. I've had this for 4 years. Never shot it. I tried to sell it a few times. Nobody wanted to pay what I have into it, because I'm into it for like $200. I paid like $200 for it, and then a tax and all that crap. So what it is it's supposed to be the cheapest gun you can get, and this is how it works. This is like the manual of arms. Has top, has fire and safe, because if you want to put it in safe, you pull the trigger, because that's always safe, and you put it into safe. But then randomly, if you want to twist it, it can go back into fire. It's, you know, what it does is when it's in safe, is this trigger is directly connected to that firing pin. I say trigger, but it's kind of a weird situation, because what happens is you take it, and it has a safety, cross bolt style safety. So what happens is you take your little round, it has a little lip where the, let me get one that's like not a million years old. You pull the trigger back, because you got to get that firing pin out of the way, slide the round into there, and then maybe I should read the manual, but actually what you should do, just based on pure knowledge of how things work, is the way the safety works is you pull this back, and you can kind of get the safety to go on, okay? And then you put the round in there, okay? The round goes in the frame, I guess you could call it. Then you line this up, put that in there, okay? And then it's like, it kind of free spins. So don't twist it too much, because it might come halfway off, and like, I don't know what it's going to do, whether it's going to be dangerous or not, because it'll just kind of slide right off. It doesn't lock on there really. Okay, so you put it in fire, and then I assume, I haven't read the instructions, but then I assume when you take the safety off, it just went off. I don't know if that's enough to actually get a primer strike. We're going to find out, because I'm going to test this. When you take the safety off, watch that firing pin. When you take the safety off, it kind of fires. Because what it is it's not really a trigger. And it's super rough right there. So as you move your finger on it, that ramp kind of gets your finger off of the firing pin, because this trigger is really the firing pin. It's directly connected. You can look in there and you can see the trigger is actually stuck to the firing pin. So obviously I think that the guy had a good idea, good intentions, but the problem was nobody's really getting these for MSRP. And then if you are, you're paying MSRP online, then you got to pay shipping, tax, transfer fee, and then, you know, it just adds up from there. So what I did was I was like, you know what? I'm going to make the most expensive, dumbest fucking gun ever. And he came out with a threaded barrel. Look at the fucking thread protector on that thing. So the gun, I'm into the gun a little bit over 200. The barrel alone, the threaded barrel, was 99 bucks. And all they did, you can tell, it's nothing crazy. It's just a normal one. They just machined it down. And you know, they marked it differently because they would have got machined off somewhat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the world's deadliest quiet gun. And we're gonna do that by putting this, I need bifocals, I'm so old. Putting this 3-lug adapter on there, okay? Being extremely safe, putting it on the gun, taking our HBI wrench or 3-lug adapter thing, socket, and I'm gonna tighten that down and hope the plastic doesn't break. The whole frame was flexing while I was doing that. Please work, so. I don't think I broke it. So, now what we're gonna do is, to be safe, you have to put this on separately on the can. So, here we go. She's locked in. And now we have, at a solid 19 inches, we have the world's dangerous and most quiet gun at the same time. And in addition to that, it's going to be super hard to hold because this can is like 25 ounces. So let's load this up with subsonic. So we're going to do what it says to do. Actually, I haven't read the manual, so I don't know. We're going to do what common sense tells you to do. Pull the trigger thing back, okay, with the safety off. Put the safety on, locks it. Put that on there. If you were to pull the trigger on this right now, that's going to be bad news. That thing's going to blow on basically an unsupported, non-existing chamber. And that's like the end of your face. Put your earplugs in. I'm going to look in the glove box, not like the glove box, but like a box I keep gloves in, see if I got leathers. I don't. So the best I have is these mechanics gloves. So, take the safety off and see. It actually actuates the firing pin thing way easier with the gloves because it kind of slides on the material. The other thing you got to do is make sure that, because it'll go on there crooked. I don't know if the barrel will go on there, but that round will go on there somewhat crooked. Okay. So basically the safest you can do with this thing is to keep it with the barrel on it at all times. But don't let the barrel spin because it'll come off. And don't take the safety off when the barrel's on because it'll fire. See, it literally like doesn't lock at all. So just a little, like even me going to raise it to shoot it might loosen it up. And then bad things will happen. So I'm literally going to hold this. Actually, I might not. I just might kind of, I don't want my hand out here. Because this barrel is like, I don't know, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Kind of worried about it not coming out of the barrel straight and, you know, putting a hole in my hand because it flies out of the can because my can's aluminum. All right. Here goes nothing. You know what? Before I do this, I'm going to go, we're recording on the burner phone. I'm going to go get my real phone, put it in my pocket in case I die, and I can call 911. All right, real phone is in my pocket. 3-lug is locked in. I'm going to look down the barrel. Barrel looks straight with the baffles. Safety is on. Remember the whole, like, I made a video about, like, not being afraid to hand people a loaded gun? Don't hand this as a loaded gun to anybody because this shit's so stupid. Any other regular gun, yeah. All right. Here we go. It's just so weird because it doesn't lock, and I don't want to hold there. So now the thing is, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the safety off and see if it fires. I haven't been this scared to shoot a gun in a long time. Hold on, I'm going to get one more thing out of the vehicle. First aid kit. Find the tourniquet. Got the tourniquet. Tourniquet goes in pocket, in the bag. All right. Getting the fucking working up the balls to fucking do this. All right, so now, see, watch what happens if I just. All right, maybe it won't but because I'm not gonna hold the can while I shoot. But if I was holding just the gun, it literally takes hardly nothing for it to spin. And if it spins at all, there's locking lugs that are on there and that are machined into that barrel chamber thing. So spinning at all is bad. So it's holding it right there. So I'm just gonna one-hand it, take the safety off, and see if it fires, because I think it will. It's so hard to do. I say one-hand it, but I'm gonna two-hand it. Well, it didn't fire. So now what we're gonna do, pull the trigger back, put the safety on, and now pull it back a little bit more, take the safety off, and now I'm just gonna like actually pull the trigger all the way back and let it slide off of my finger slide off of it. All right, put the safety on, see if we got any primer strike. We got a light primer strike. All right, so plan B. You always got to have another plan. Plan B. Same round. Trigger thing is back. Firing pin's not exposed. Safety is on. Same round. And we are going with the non-threaded barrel, because I think I was actually having to use so much of my muscle and my hand and everything that it wasn't allowing me to pull that trigger fast. See how things work? Hold your wrist or your forearm and then act like you're actually in a trigger. And you can feel everything in there muscle-wise and tendons all tensing up. So maybe when you're actually exerting yourself and trying to hold it, maybe it makes it harder, or maybe this thing just sucks. Or maybe that round was a dud. But I mean, I just fired like 100 of those rounds through the sub 2000 and it worked. So let's try this again. We'll try it with just taking the safety off, see if it'll shoot. It didn't, but I could hear, and maybe you could hear on the video that the trigger thing did go forward. So we're gonna pull it back out, look at it, put it back in there, put that thing back on there, hold the trigger back, take the safety off, and then I'm gonna try to get it to go bang. Can't tell if the primer got dented more. So we're gonna grab another one. All right, new round. No dents at all in the primer. Barrel back on there. Let's try just taking the safety off and see if it shoots. No, it didn't, but it did send the thing forward. Let's look at the primer strike. Very, very light primer strike. Now I'm gonna hold the trigger, take the safety off, and now I'm gonna actually try to use the trigger thing all the way. That fucking hurts like bad. That hurts bad. That hurts bad. That like really hurt. It hurt so bad. I'm gonna shoot one more, and that's probably gonna be like it. Because we gotta get it to shoot with the can on. All right, so this is the one that didn't go off compared to the one that did. You're not gonna be able to see it on there. The one that didn't go off has a huge dent in the primer, but it didn't go. So weird. Let's do what nobody says to do, or everybody says not to do. We're gonna single feed this one, because now I got a round with a few primer strikes. I'm gonna feed it into there. You're gonna break your extractor. Just because I don't know what to do with this somewhat used round that's still good. There. Don't have that problem anymore. All right. Hammer. Firing pin trigger thing is back. This is a subsonic. Let me line this thing up. And hold it so it doesn't twist off. Hold the trigger back a little bit. Take the safety off. And then now what I was able to do, which I don't recommend, is I was able to lightly just let go of the trigger, and now the firing pin is resting on that primer, which I don't recommend, but I kind of did that. You kind of don't know where to put your fingers, because you can't, it has that thing, but you can't, you have to have your bird finger below that, because that part where you would look like you would put that doesn't work that way, because you can't actuate that trigger thing. So it's really weird. All right, here we go. I'm gripping it up in the wrong area, so I can't. I need to get, the thing is, you have to hold it fucking down here so much that it really, let me put the safety on. You have to hold down here so much. There's literally like nothing that you're holding on to. So it really makes it where you can't get a good grip on it, not only from a safety standpoint, but for recoil management, because even though it's 9mm, you don't think it's nothing, but you don't really shoot single shot 9. You shoot a pistol with a slide and a recoil spring, and that really eats up some of that recoil. But shooting it like this, it actually hurts really bad, and it recoils really bad because there's no moving parts in the gun that are keeping that are absorbing that recoil. So you can barely hold on to it. I think there are a few 3D printed different like frames. So if I was gonna keep this and actually like use it, which I'm probably gonna keep it, but I'm not ever gonna shoot it again. It'll be a thing I make friends shoot that want to hurt their hands. But you could probably 3D print something or somehow make it where you can actually hold it and it not hurt your body so much to shoot, hurt your hand so much to shoot. So here we go. Let me see if that was a light strike, because it barely hit it. We got a super light strike. I'm gonna get a different round. All right, different round is on there. Trying again. Taking the safety off. All right, here we go. Now, I don't know. We need an engineer, a physicist or something. That didn't actually hurt. That like literally, and I wasn't holding the can to control the recoil. I don't know why that didn't hurt. Didn't hurt. Maybe my hand's numb, but it did not feel at all like the first round did. It actually is so decent. I'm gonna shoot it again. Not only am I gonna shoot it again, I'm gonna do something stupid. So it didn't die then. I'm gonna use that one that already had a very light primer strike. And see what happens again. Farther away from the camera, because I think the closer you are to the camera, the sound isn't true to what it actually sounds like. And then eventually I'll take my earplugs out if I can not hurt my hand a bunch. But I am going to be shooting at the metal target, not the one right in front of me, but one on the big tree. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, and I should have told you, the sights are like, they're there, but only in the sense of like, their sights molded into the plastic. Not that traditionally you would be shooting this with a can, but they're there, but they're blocked, and they're so shitty. They're blocked with the can, obviously. So, holy fuck. Let's go look at that hit. Here I was saying how dangerous it is, and I'm eventually probably going to start actually holding the can. All right, so here's what's going to happen. That's where I just shot it. I don't know how many inches of a barrel you need for 9mm to be completely efficient, to basically burn all that powder, but that seems like a very, very, very like hard, like just barely hit it. There's like hardly any speed to that round coming out of there, in addition to it being subsonic. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this camera down and I'm gonna shoot it with my SIG P365 that has a, I don't know, something inch barrel. And then we're gonna look to see how much different it might look. Oh, I suck at shooting, so I'm cheating and going closer. All right. So I hit it. What? Oh, that's that magazine. I hit it, and let's see. See, that's a huge difference. Just look at paint dispersion, how much paint got moved out of there versus the shot that you're looking at on the left is the one I just did versus the one on the right, which was with that little glue gun. So it's really not using that cartridge effectively. I could put a supersonic one in there and we can see what that does, you know, normal 115 grain. Let's do that. Thank you, SIG, for the ammo. All right, 115 grain Winchester. Oh, I didn't have the, maybe I did or I didn't, I don't know. Holy fuck, this is scary. All right, there we go. Now safety's off. All right. I think the chances of me hitting the target are slim to none, but we're gonna try. All right, got a light striker. I'm just gonna try it again. All right, now I'm gonna actually take it out and look at it. Yeah, we're gonna try it again. We're gonna try it again. We ain't died yet. If all hope fails, got a tourniquet. All right, here we go. All right, no go. Let's get that round out, and we will see if that round, that same one that has now like 2 or 3 little light strikes in it, if the SIG will fire it. All right, I just fired it into the woods. So we don't mess up the target, trying to see what I'm hitting. All right, here we go. Got another round out of the SIG. So it's a Winchester 115 grain. Maybe anything out of this is actually going to be subsonic because there's like no barrel to it. I don't know. All right, safety is ready. My finger is somewhat ready. And we got nothing. And we got nothing. Let me try taking the glove off in case that is giving me an issue because I can't slide my finger. I don't know. This thing sucks. Tons of dents in that primer. We're gonna move straight to a subsonic one. I don't know why. I mean, just to shoot it, so just can't end on a failure. All right, here we go. Fuck. If you have one of these, throw it away, destroy it, take it to a gun buyback, use the money that they give you, save up like 2 or 3 fast food times, and get a high point. Oh, it has such a super light primer strike. We're gonna keep trying it. I gotta get this thing to work. All right. Safety off. Got my trigger thing ready. I hit the tree. All right. We are gonna try. I gotta get one of these supers to come out of this mofo. We gotta do it. That way we can see on the target if it looks any different. But I think hitting the target was a fluke. I can't even hit the target when I try, let alone when I try with something like this. All right, here we go. Safety off. Basically all I'm doing is lining up the can, pointing the can at the thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, let's go check it out. Okay, so unfortunately, it does look like it is the subsonic that's causing the very minute damage, because there's that's one of the supers from the SIG, and this is the super, not that, but the paint that's missing because I shot right next to it. That is the super from the Altor. So yeah, it is subsonic. So I guess subsonic is what's creating just a very minute dent in the thing. So yeah, do not buy that gun unless you really, really, really hate yourself. But we're gonna do one thing, which I didn't think I was gonna do. I'm gonna shoot it one more time without the can, just to see if it really does hurt my hand or if I'm just being a weirdo. So, and I'm gonna try a supersonic. So I want to say the last one I did was sub. So from a standpoint of physics, I do think it makes a difference in recoil from what you shoot, sub or super, because the way that this is supersonic is it is a lighter projectile. The projectile is 115 grains. On the subsonic, it is 147 on the subsonic I have. Maybe there's other subsonic grains, but the one that I have is 147. So it's a heavier projectile. So I think that just the oomph of it trying to push it down the barrel translates into more felt recoil in your body. All right, let's see how bad this hurts. And let me see if I can hit the target, because now I can actually see the sight. Got a light strike. I think we had a light strike because I was scared. Ah, fuck. It is 100% different with the can. I don't know why. If you know an engineer, ask them. Show them this video. Fuck. That hurts bad, like real bad. Don't buy this. Hold on, I'm coming back. Stay there. Don't close the video. This is what I'm gonna do. Because we all need to know the truth, okay? Let's see what the manual says for using it. How to operate the safety button. This is my reading voice. Or you can pause it. And you can read it. Alright. Firing. Page 8 and 9. So you can see it if you want to pause it and read it before I butcher it. Loading. Do not touch the trigger during loading. Always make sure the muzzle is pointed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is too much. I'm losing light and I got like one more gun to shoot. So, sorry. Care and maintenance. What kind of care and maintenance could this thing have? Yeah, cleaning. Yeah, my hand hurts. See, look, there's a better picture of how the firing pin is the trigger. Or their one light little thing. Yeah, running out of time and daylight. It's literally like, see the sun going down? So I got one more gun to shoot. So sorry, otherwise I would try to butcher you and you guys can all make fun of how I read.